All right, Ritu, thanks so much for joining and giving us all those details. We'll keep touching base with you as and when the names are disclosed. But it's earnings season, so let's talk about a company that came out with its set of numbers yesterday. SkipperLimited is the company we're talking about, big mover in the last 12 months or so. We're joined currently by Sharan Bansal, the director of the company, who joins us on the phone line. Hi, Mr. Bansal. Thanks so much for joining in today. Your top line has given a big growth of around 20% odd, but I wanted clarity on a couple of items there that come in your top line. There was some income that comes from forward contracts. That's come down by close to around 57%. This time around, only around 18 crores from around 42 crores. And in the last quarter, we didn't have anything on this parameter. So could you give us some clarity on the top line and particularly with regard to this item?
Yes, hi Nigel. So I think as you rightly mentioned, the top line of the company has seen very healthy growth. In fact, we've achieved a net sales growth of about 30%. And even in fact, talking about the forward contract income, because this is income which is recurring in nature of the due to the company's long-term export contracts. But the quantum of this varies from quarter to quarter and year to year. So, which is why we've shown this income very transparently and clearly now as a separate line item in the results. But if you look at the other working EBITDA without the forex income, there has been a significant growth in the working EBITDA of the company of about 53% in the quarter and 41% in the first half of the year, and leading to a PBT growth of about 140% for the quarter and 100% for the half.
Okay. But according to our calculation, Mr. Bansal, the gross margins as well as the operating margins have actually declined on a year-on-year basis.
That's only if you include the forex income in this thing. But if without the forex income, the working EBITDA has seen the growth numbers which I just shared with you.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Bansal, I also want to ask you, what's exactly the other expenses item, because that has ballooned up by close to around 37%?
The other expenses?
Yeah, it's coming at around 66 crores. I think the last year it was around 48 crores. That's a big jump over there. Even on a sequential basis, that item has jumped up.
It's grown in line with, so it's about 20% growth here. That's in line with the company's overall top line growth. So these are selling expenses or distribution expenses. So it's really in line with the company's growth.
What's the current order book and what kind of visibility do you have?
As of March 15, we closed with an order book of 2,400 crores.
And how is that updated till September 15?
Well, realistically, most of the orders are booked in quarter 3 and quarter 4, because that's the time when we see bulk of the ordering activity. But there's huge tendering activity going on right now, particularly in the domestic market. In fact, companies participated in bids of 2,000 crore plus already. So we are quite confident of seeing a significant portion of that materializing into orders.
All right, Mr. Bansal, one final question. You've indicated that your export revenue has come in at around 170 crores from around 35 crores. But does that indicate, that's a big growth in the export orders, export revenue. But what about domestically? If I just extrapolate that data, then it appears that the domestic revenue has fallen by close to 30%. Are you focusing more on export revenue now?
In domestic, essentially what we are finding is that quarter 3, quarter 4, because of post-monsoon, there's likely to be more offtake in materials. Also, I think recently Power Grid commissioned some huge projects in 800 kV Biswanath Chariali Agra, which will further help in their capex spending. So quarter 1 and quarter 2, we've been focusing more on export sales. But in line, as I mentioned earlier, that this year we do expect exports to form almost 30-35% of our overall revenue compared to only 15% last year.
Okay, so exports will continue to drive growth and you're participating in some very large orders. 2,000 crore worth of bids is what you've already participated in. We'll leave it at that. Mr. Sharan Bansal, thanks so much for joining in. Let's slip into a very short break, address the market technicals when we return. Kunal Bothra of LKP Securities joins in next.